Okay, so let's quickly go through Siddharth, Parth, Inika, and Parth Malik. How did you keep yourself, like engaged while virtual school was on? Let's start with Siddharth.
Of course. So I think like while online schooling was very tough, and like for example, my school personally gave a lot of support and gave us a lot of opportunities to explore a lot of events and activities within school. I think personally for myself, one of my biggest recourses during the pandemic was the fact that I extensively debate, and a lot of debate tournaments went online. And not only did
That's
that give
great.
me
Okay, that's
not
great. Yeah.
only did that give me an avenue in which I could, have a creative outlet, not only could I compete over there, but it also had like a massive sense of community. And I think a lot of things such as like working towards alleviating the problem through organizations, through like charity fundraising, things like that. I think a lot of these things were particularly what got me through what could have been a very big.
That's good. That's great. Parth, what about you, Parth Sarthi?
So, I think to Stuti's point, obviously there were a lot of technical difficulties during the virtual medium, but I think a bigger thing to focus was the mental block that you suddenly had to overcome when you switched to the online medium, because, right now when you go to school, you're physically there, yeah, and, the teacher is right in front of you, you do sort of focus more. And switching to, an online medium from your own home where you might as well be, on your own bed in class. So that was definitely, you had to overcome that mental block and come back to the same focus that you gave in
So how did you stay positive about, perhaps, of course, it must be comfort sitting at home and attending your class, but how did you stay positive during this time?
So I think one thing was, having support of your friends, because all of them were going through the same thing as you. So actually talking to them a lot and, discussing everything with them. How are you coping with this? And, having that support structure definitely helps you. And I think just talking about it definitely, alleviates a lot of the mental block.
Right. That's great. Inika?
So as far as staying positive is concerned, the first thing is that I am a ballet dancer. So I immediately shifted to dancing online, although it was kind of difficult to shift an activity that really depends on space to an online medium. I think it was totally worth it. The second thing is that we are a very connected generation. So I don't think that social interaction was that impacted. Of course, it was hard to adapt to the online version of it, but I don't think it was that much of an issue. And the last thing that I would like to say is that at a time where people were losing jobs and flocking back to their cities and the country was filled with uncertainty, there were people losing lives and falling ill. I don't think that interacting socially and being able to go back to school was really that big of a deal if it meant that we would be helping these people out.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Ballet, online ballet, that's pretty interesting. Parth Malik, what did you do?
Yes, so I found zoning out of online classes extremely easy. I was really susceptible to it at the start. So what I did was I started like interacting more in class, like just saying yes, no, or asking stuff, because I personally felt that if somebody else did it, it suddenly broke the monotony of the class. Because if you keep hearing the teacher's voice for a long time, you get bored and it becomes monotonous. So hearing a child's voice, suddenly you start paying more attention, and that's what I thought actually helped me. Whenever somebody else asked something, my attention again got focused to the class. And our school basically organized mentoring sessions and circle time sessions each day, when the teachers asked us how we were doing, how we were coping with the stress, and then what all new things we were learning. So it was really helpful that way. And we also had a lot of events like MUNs, debates, performing arts through the online medium. So I think all of that really helped to transfer the school experience to the online medium. To an extent.
Well, that's great. And with that, we wrap up this special edition on News Mobile. Thank you so much, Stuti, Siddhant, Parth, Inika, and Parth Malik for joining us, and all the very best for your future.